Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we are doing another Glenmorangie.
Yep.
I can't even tell you. I'm gonna say it's like 6, 7,
8.
something along those lines. Really enjoy that distillery and the products they put out there. But this is one of their standard lines. This is the Glenmorangie, the Nectar D'or. So it's a 12-year Scotch, 10 years.
And ex-bourbon.
Yeah, the ex-bourbon, and then 2 years in Sauternes. I think that's how you say it. I don't speak French really well, which is a dessert wine that comes from a sub-region of the Bordeaux, where Bordeaux wine comes from, all that kind of stuff. So it's finished in that, and it's a really light wine that they take the grapes, and they actually put them out in the sun for a little while, and just enough to concentrate the juice, and then they make the wine. Thought that was kind of just an interesting way to sweeten up the wine. So you got like not quite raisins making the wines, but I mean, it's been a little while since I've had this guy, but I'm kind of thinking grapes, raisins might be the note in there. Love all the gold.
Yeah.
Nectar D'or means golden nectar. Yeah, golden nectar. Yeah. So outside of that, not a whole heck of a lot.
It's got a good color though.
Single malt. Yeah, solid color to it. I have to assume that's from the wine. I didn't check to see if they do coloring, but I don't think they tend to do on most of the other ones, so I wouldn't think that they are adding any of the artificial caramel
Also,
color.
10 years in a bourbon barrel too should pick up
Something. But the coloring matches the name. I mean, it's a very golden type color to it. Not the cheapest one, but it is one of the standard ones. Like you will see this all the time. It's one of the standard releases that they have.
This is from Cool Springs.
This is from Chattanooga. Liquor store down there that I rolled into and said, yeah, why not? Well, it's got the Glenmorangie malt, honey, sweetness, but there is a touch of a raisin note.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
Raisin it's not wine, it's more raisin. We really have to figure out a way to sample some of the wines that some of these scotches get finished in to see how they relate over. That'd be kind of an interesting thing. And apparently they also own the winery where they get the barrels. It's owned by the same company.
Oof, I got a little bit of burn. It's 92 proof.
It is a solid proof to it.
A little warm.
There's, and maybe barrel notes too, but there's something to that. It's got a flavor to it, a little pepper, maybe, kind of more barrel, like that barrel tannin note.
Mouth kind of dried up there.
Yeah, a lot. Really sweet, but dry at the same time. Kind of like like some white wines, where there's a sweet and a dry note to it at the same time.
Trying to figure out the aftertaste.
It is.
It's more of a grape.
Yeah.
Not the raisin like you get on the nose. It's like you just plucked one off the vine and ate it.
Okay. I can see that. The ethanol's not over apparent on the nose though.
No,
so
not
that's
at all.
nice. So it's not.
I wasn't expecting it.
It's not blowing you out on the nose, but there's a little bit of a warmth and a little bit of a bite coming off of that initial palate. And the more you chew on it, the more the more pepper or spice note comes out. But there is a lot of muted sweet notes, if that makes any kind of sense, because Glenmorangie is so overly sweet and citrusy and honey
I was
and all
expecting
that
a
kind of
zest,
stuff.
and I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting. I mean, it's almost more like a orange rind, like the pulpy part, like that's almost a little bitter, or got a little zing to it. It's not that really nice, like just outside of the orange zesty. It's good. It's different. It's very different than some of the other ones that we've had from Glenmorangie, but
I feel like a lot of the Glenmorangies, maybe it's because the proof is lower, a little more watered down.
Okay.
This one seems to have a little more body to it. And maybe it's the proof.
There's more oily Yeah,
Well,
there's
10
way
10
more.
years in a
Yeah,
bourbon barrel, it should pull some of that out.
yeah, there's way more of an oily mouthfeel to it than there is like a lighter. But of the whole lineup, it's not towards the top for me.
No.
I mean, obviously, I think I've said this multiple times, but the Cad Bull Estate is number one. It's one of the best scotches I've ever tasted. That is absolutely like my number one Glenmorangie. But then the 12, the green one, the red one, they're both really good. The cake was really good.
The red one's the sherry finish.
That one's really good.
Even the OG, just the
Yeah, the regular tenure, really good.
that one's very citrusy.
Very citrusy and honey.
Yep.
Yes. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it,
I think
but
it gets better each
we've
sip.
got a lot of Glenmorangies to compare it against. It's just, it's okay. Apparently, this replaced one. They had a Madeira wood finish 12 year that they discontinued, and then this came out like just after it. So they kind of switched off.
So they took the same 10-year juice and finished it
in a different wood.
Yep. They like to play around.
They do. I think that I like what they do. So I know there's a new one that just came out within the last couple months. The X. It's like a cheaper mixer one that they just released. I'm really interested to see that. Like, does the X mean that it's? I don't know. What does that mean? Is it 10-year? Is it just extra cheap? Like, what's the X stand for?
There's your pool drinker.
Probably. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's for.
Mix it with your ginger beer.
Yeah, that's what it's for, is to mix a little bit. So I could see that.
I have to say, I think each sip, this gets a little better.
Yeah, maybe it just needs to breathe a little bit. That's a possibility.
I was just expecting more sweetness.
Yeah, I kind of really expected like more of a grapey, like sweet, sugary note, even almost to a raisin. Not getting an overly waxy note or anything like that sometimes you get with more raisiny notes.
I would definitely take another pour. I would probably buy it. Maybe maybe a little cheaper, but
okay, let's go there. So this is a $75 bottle. You'll find it somewhere in the 70 to 80 range. I think I got it just under $80, something along those lines. So it is a slightly more expensive bottle for the 12-year. I want to say they're regular 12-year, and I cannot remember if the green one is the 12-year or the red one's the 12. One's 14 and one's 12. And that's more in the like $60 range.
Yeah.
Kind of like that one better. I'd probably, if I were going to spend some dollars on the 12-year Scotch, I'd probably go that route. You had to try it, right?
Absolutely. Appreciate you.
It's good.
Appreciate you splurging.
Yeah, exactly. It's good, and I absolutely had a little bit while I was down in Chattanooga, so it's not like it wasn't put to use.
But your comment was, and when you sampled in Chattanooga, that it was
I got a lot of sweet notes.
But you said it was more of
Pastry.
a pastry, and I'm not.
Yeah. No, I'm not getting it now.
That's the neck pour.
And it could have been that, or it could have been what I had before it. I think I had I had some Remus before it and something else, and then that was like the third pour. So maybe those were
taste buds were a little.
Those were heavier proof guys with a little bit more of an oomph, and this was so much lighter that your palate changes depending on what you've had before it or after. I really wish it was more pastry flavored because that would be awesome, but it's good. There's some vanillas.
A breakfast scotch. I've never heard of one of those.
A breakfast scotch. I like it. I don't think that would make my golf game much better, though.
No, I don't think you make mine either. Raisins, some grapes on the finish.
Yeah.
You get the vanilla, the honey.
Yeah, right. The standard.
I enjoy the proof. I wasn't expecting the.
It is nice to have a little warmth come in on a scotch. It's a very solid scotch. I definitely would recommend it if you're interested in trying something different. But if I'm going to recommend a scotch, it's not going to be the one I recommend. For that price, I'd rather go up $10 or so and get the Cod Bowl, or drop
$20-$30 and just
get the regular 10 or get the regular 12. Yeah, either way is probably the better play.
Or you're out at a restaurant, give it a pour.
Give it a pour, give it a shot. Maybe you've had Sauternes whiskey, and I'm sure I'm just murdering that name. Yes, Sauternes wine. and you really like that profile, and then you can pick it out. I also always wonder, similar like we did to the rabbit hole, the gin with that's finished in the rye.
Yep.
And if you sip the rye and then go back to the gin, it's a totally different flavor profile. What would happen if you had this and Sauternes wine and you bounce back and forth? That'd be interesting.
It's another episode. Well, again, this is 6, 7, number 8.
Yeah. We've had a
Got a few more to go. Again, interesting bottle.
Yeah.
Maybe not worth.
Yeah.
Not worth
Probably
the price
not quite
tag.
the value. Yeah.
But I think it's good. I definitely enjoy the proof for
Yeah.
sure.
It's nice I love the scotches in the 90s. I really think we just need to worldwide rule. All whiskey needs to be over 90. Just call it a day.
Agreed. We hope you enjoyed this review of at least probably number 8 for us in the Glenmorangie lineup. If you did, we encourage you to swipe that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. Hit the bell icon so you get notified every time we put out a new episode. Let us know what your favorite Glenmorangie is, and maybe we'll try to add that to the lineup next.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
See you next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.